good. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Very nice, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me, and you noticed by now, or at least you should. For those of you that have never been here before, welcome to you as well. My name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant, and the name of this wonderful channel is Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. All right, guys, welcome to part 5 of this series, Can Your Harley Davidson Breakout Do Slow Speed Maneuvers? And today we're going to be doing exercise number 4 on my practice session course. And this is right turns and left turns from a stop. By far, the highest failure rate of everything that we do out here. And this is why I feel so strongly about the importance of being able to control your motorcycle riding at a very slow speed, right? Being able to master the friction zone and coordinating that with the use of the rear brake when you need it, and keeping your head and your eyes up, and all those types of things. That's why I call that the fundamentals. That's why we do short starts and stops, stops and starts, the slow ride, trust and believe, before we even get here, because all of those exercises build on this one. Okay, and this is simply making a right turn and a left turn. So initially, I'm gonna come through here and not stop. I'm just gonna turn and go straight through. I'm not gonna lean the motorcycle at all. And then I'm gonna do it from a stop, and then I'm gonna stop and make a turn and stop, because remember, we always have to be under control. So I already know that this motorcycle does not turn as far as the handlebars. They don't have a turning radius as far as my bagger type motorcycles. So with that knowledge, I already know that I can't get deep into this turn and then decide to start turning if I want to do it straight up. If I want to add a lean to it, then I could. But again, I don't. Like I always say, we're going to imagine that this is a gravel road, right? Or the sand, loose gravel, whatever. So we don't want to lean this motorcycle at all, because it's not going to take much for it to slide out, right? Okay, let's do it. So you know what else helps my confidence, guys? What helps my confidence is I don't have people coming out here with different motorcycles and I say, oh man, you're riding that? All right, I got to teach you a whole nother set of techniques. No, the rules don't change. The only difference is if you're riding a DCT and you don't have a friction zone. You know, so in that case, you have throttle and rear brake, and that's it. You know, not my preference, but you know, my theory is that the people that invented that motorcycle invented it based on most of us as motorcycle riders. The majority of motorcycle riders ride straight and make slight turns. So it doesn't matter if you have no friction zone. But when you want to really know how to ride a motorcycle, yes, having a friction zone is advantageous. It's going to really help you confidently maneuver your motorcycle at slow speeds. Now remember, we did the slow ride, right? That's what we're doing here. Whatever speed I'm at, I'm going to stay at that speed. Head nice, handlebars. Stay at that speed. Straight up. Straight up. Now I'm gonna do it from a stop. I'm approaching exercise number 2. Come to a stop. Wow, that looks familiar, right? That's what we did in the first part of this series, short starts and stops. See how it always comes up? Now this is the one that messes with people. But it messes with people because they didn't start out like we did with the warm-up exercise, short starts and stops. How I wanted you to start out there, that's the same way you're gonna start out here. You're gonna slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. Make sure you're preloaded and keeping it loaded, right? Your preload should be up before you even start releasing your clutch. Sometimes people release the clutch before the preload's up, and that's when it stalls. So, the only thing we're doing differently is we're turning the handlebars, turning our head and our eyes, but everything else stays the same. Once you feel the motorcycle starting to move, pick up your foot, head and eyes, handlebars, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Nice and easy. And then lastly, we're gonna do the same thing, but when I make a turn, then I'm gonna stop. Again, the purpose of that is you need to be in control of your motorcycle at all times. And most people, when they're making a turn like this, they introduce speed. It's a very wide turn. And then if something unexpected happens on the other end of that turn, they can't get out of it. They wind up dropping the bike, and then they're mad at who or whatever caused them to crash. But really two things caused that, at least I find. One, head and eyes. They clearly weren't looking before they committed to the turn. If they were, they wouldn't have probably made the turn. And two, if you're going fast and you're in the lean, it's even more difficult, not impossible, but it's even more difficult to right the motorcycle, straighten out the handlebars, and come to a controlled stop. Because we're doing this at the same rate of speed we were doing the warm-up exercise, it's so much easier to bring this motorcycle to a smooth stop, the handlebars straightened out. Let's do it. Reload. Very nice. Rear brake, rear brake. Straighten out. Butter, baby. And we can go right too. Very nice. Rear brake. All right, let's try that again. And of course, guys, I'm being extra. If you're gonna make a turn, you're just gonna make the turn. Yep. Even on the lower, getting on the high side. 200 pounds lighter, but again, it doesn't matter if you do it properly. And I did it with the handlebar straight. So if you do it properly, it doesn't matter. The bike's not gonna tip over. All right, let's make a right turn. Head and eyes, rear brake. Stop. See guys, so no matter what exercise I do, it always ends the same way we started. Smooth stop, short starts and stops. All right guys, so listen, definitely practice this. Now you don't ever have to practice the way I'm practicing, meaning clearly I'm always trying to do it extremely slow. That's not necessary. You could just make the turn and go. Not fast, but not that slow, you know, split the difference. There's a middle. All right, there's a middle ground. All right, guys, I hope this helped you out. If you ride a breakout or you're considering a breakout, yes, you can make right and left turns, whether you're moving or from a stop without leaning the motorcycle. Again, when I'm making those turns, am I fully locking the handlebars? Yeah, I am. But a full lock on this is not the same as a full lock on a motorcycle that turns more, right? Meaning it feels different. That's all I mean. It's also different because it's not gonna turn as well because it doesn't turn as much. All right, simple. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Seat time doesn't equal practice time, guys. And if you have time to ride your motorcycle, you better make time to practice on it. Until next time.